Hi there, it's December 11th, and the story we're going to read today, I'm going to read, is called Christmas Underground, and it's from A Wind in the Willows. It's been getting pretty cold here. We've been down in the low 20s most every morning for the last week or so. All right, here we go. What a capital little house this is, Mr. Rat called out cheerily. So compact, so well planned, everything here and everything in its place. We'll make a jolly night of it. First thing we want is a good fire. I'll see to that. I always know where to find things. So this is the parlor? Splendid. Your own idea, those little sleeping bunks on the wall. Capital. Now I'll fetch the wood and the coals, and you dust up a bit, Mole. Bustle about, old chap. Encouraged by his merry companion, the Mole roused himself with energy and heartiness, dusted and polished the home from which he had so long been absent, while the Rat, running to and fro with armfuls of fuel, soon had a cheerful blaze roaring in the chimney. Next they went and hunted through every cupboard until they found a tin of sardines, a box of captain's biscuits, nearly full, and a German sausage encased in silver paper. There's a banquet for you, observed the Rat as he arranged the table. I know some animals who would give their ears to be sitting down to supper with us tonight. No bread, groaned the Mole. No butter, no pâté de foie gras, no champagne. I don't know how to say that, continued the Rat, grinning. And that reminds me, what's that little door at the end of the passage? Your cellar, of course. Every luxury in this house. Just wait a minute. And so he made for the cellar door and presently reappeared, somewhat dusty, with a bottle of beer in each paw and another under each arm. Self-indulgent beggar you seem to be, Mole, he observed. Deny yourself nothing. This is really the jolliest little place I was ever in. And just as the Rat was getting seriously to work with the sardine opener, sounds were heard from the forecourt outside. Sounds like the scuffle of small feet in the gravel and a confused murmur of tiny voices while broken sentences reached them. Now, all in line. Hold the lantern up a bit, Tommy. Clear your throats first. No coughing. After I say 1, 2, 3. Where's young Bill? Here, come on. Do, we're all awaiting. No coughing. What's up? Inquired the Rat, pausing his labors. Well, I think it must be the field mice, replied the Mole, with a touch of pride in his manner. They go around Christmas carol singing regularly at this time of year. They're quite an institution in these parts. Before I left on my travels, they never passed me over. They always came to Mole End, last of all, and I used to give them hot drinks and supper sometimes. It will be like old times to hear them again. Well, let's have a look at them, cried the Rat, jumping up and running to the door. It was a pretty sight, and a seasonable one that met their eyes when they flung the door open. In the forecourt, lit by the dim rays of a horn lantern, a group of little field mice stood in a semicircle, red worsted comforters round their throats, their forepaws thrust deep into their pockets, their feet dancing for warmth. With bright, beady eyes they glanced shyly at each other, sniggering a little, sniffing, and applying coat sleeves a great deal. As the door opened, one of the elder ones that carried a lantern was just saying, "Now then, 1, 2, 3." And forthwith their shrill little voices uprose on the air, singing one of the old-time carols that their forefathers composed in the fields that were fallow and held by frost, or when snowbound in chimney corners, and handed down to be sung in the miry street to lamplit windows at Yule time. Oh, well, now this is going to be fun, singing a song. I don't know the music, but I've got the words. Villagers all, this frosty tide, let your doors swing open wide. Though wind may follow and snow beside, yet draws us in by your fire to bide. Joy shall be yours in the morning. Here we stand in the cold and the sleet, blowing fingers and stamping feet, come from far away you to greet, you by the fire and we in the street, bidding you joy in the morning. For ere one half of the night was gone, sudden a star had led us on, raining bliss and venison, bliss tomorrow and more anon, joy for every morning. Goodman Joseph toiled through the snow, saw the star o'er the table low, or the stable low. Mary, she might not farther go. Welcome thatch and litter below. Joy was hers in the morning. And when they heard the angels tell, who were the first to cry Noel, animals all as it befell, in the stable where they did dwell, joy shall be theirs in the morning. The voices ceased, the singers, bashful but smiling, exchanged sidelong glances, and silence succeeded, but for only a moment, when from up above, far away, the sound of distant bells rang a joyful and clangorous peal. Very well sung, boys, cried the rat heartily. And now come along in, all of you, and warm yourselves by the fire and have something hot. Yes, come along, field mice, cried Mole eagerly. This is quite like the old times. In a very few minutes supper was ready, and Mole, as he took the head of the table, saw his little friends' faces brighten and beam as they fell to without delay, and he thought, what a happy homecoming this has turned out to be after all. Okay, see you tomorrow.